Hey, what's up, Roxstars? I got my silicone on my braces. Look like I got one of them damn bites that the boxers use. So it's I mean, it makes everything more comfortable, but anyway, you guys. First world brace wearers problems. Hey, it's Rox, and I'm here to review the season premiere, season 3 of Claws. Yay! I'm actually excited. This is actually one of the shows that I am excited to review because I love this show and I think it is underrated and I think enough people don't watch it. But I'm hoping that this third season is the charm. I think it deserves a lot more views than it already gets. But yeah, we back. Season 3, episode 1, you guys, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? Alright, so the show opens where it ended last season, which was with Virginia getting shot in the head. And they actually do a really good job of recapping and clearly recapping so that we knew exactly what happened. For some reason, this is how I know I love this show, because I pretty much remembered everything. And normally I have to, brush up on what might have happened. I mean, it's been a year since the show's been on, and I remember pretty much everything. So we get the whole little rewind of what happened and what brought them to this point. Desna is all holding on to Virginia, somebody help. She's in her white suit. She got blood on her. Next thing we see, they're rushing into the ER. Virginia has the bandages on her eye/head right up in here, and they rush her into the back. And then we see Roller come rushing in with Dean. They get in there as soon as they can. Roller, what's up, baby? What happened? And she says, somebody shot at us. Dean is out of his mind with worry. These kind of things are definitely children with autism. Anybody wouldn't be able to deal with something like this, but this definitely puts him over the edge. He's like, he looked it up, 23.8% chance that she's going to survive this. Okay, those aren't good odds. So he's worried, and Desna is telling Roller, look, we got to find out who did this because they could be out for everybody. And Roller says, don't worry about it. I'm going to check up and see what happened. Now, let's just kind of jump over real fast to this real sinister and weird and creepy couple that we see. Okay, we can tell that he's Indian. The woman looks white, so I'm not quite sure who she is, other than looks like she's his wife. They're kind of laughing about what happened, with Virginia and Desna, and they should go over there and take flowers because they're nice like that. We still don't know who they are. More on them later. But anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. We see Jen and Bryce. They are down in their new home. Where did they move? Daytona, you guys? Was it Daytona? Some retired community, some suburban area. No, they're from Daytona, right? Where's the show? Oh, Lord, I can't remember where they're from and where they moved to. But it's like a retired community / suburban kids, parents living in tract homes, that kind of thing. So they're sitting across from, we'll just call her Becky. Don't know what her name is, but she is their new neighbor. In the backyard, the kids are playing, husband is over there barbecuing or whatever. And Jen is in acquired taste now. Jen has her nails. The girl was like, oh my God, what is that? Bryce was like, oh, we're going to go see the Queen Bee tomorrow. Okay, we got to be ready. He get over there and get the pop. I was cracking up, and the lady was looking at them like, yeah, you might want to tone it down some, the acrylics, that ain't gonna really fly over here. Well, Jen is just looking and listening like, yet another reminder that she doesn't fit in here. So she calls Desna, girl, tell me something good, because these folks is not for me. And Desna was like, girl, I can't talk right now because Virginia's been shot. And Jen was like, what? And she was like, yeah, but you stay there because it's not safe. Not sure if they coming after everybody, so don't come here. And when she hangs up the police, Quiet Ann's old work, she's questioning Desna and asking her, who does she think would do this? And she was like, I don't know. And they were like, what about Uncle Daddy? And she was like, I don't think Uncle Daddy, but she don't know. So we are investigating who might have shot at Desna and tried to kill her. So while she's sitting there talking to them, Quiet Ann comes up and, Desna's telling her how she's worried about all of this, but, go in there and keep an eye on Virginia because they might be you know, coming for her. And you guys know Quiet Ann, she's the strong arm, right? So she's going to go in there and watch over Virginia. And speaking of Virginia, she has like this weird out-of-body experience. Oh my God, when they showed the picture of her, I mean, the you know, when the screen had her on there with that eye wide open, I was like, oh, how creepy. It almost reminded me of like Pulp Fiction or something. But she has this out-of-body experience where this old lady is giving her, plucks out her eye and gives it to her. Virginia was like, what's this for? And she was just like, oh, honey, you're going to need it. All right. And then that's when we find out, the doctors tell Desna that she's going to be fine. The bullet, you know, didn't hit her brain at all, but it did mess up her cornea. So she had a cornea transplant. That's all that they have to worry about. So thank God for that. Still, who tried to kill them? Roller goes to see Uncle Daddy. Okay, and Uncle Daddy down on his luck, staying in damn, was he staying at the nail salon or at the clinic or something? And, or maybe even, no, they burned down the strip club, right? So, he down on his luck, he's surprised to see Roller, you know, Roller's Uncle Daddy, you know, what's up? You know, did you try to kill Desna? And he was like, what? And he was like, yeah, she got shot at the casino. Uncle Daddy was like, no, I would not try to do that. But I was just like, we got our good eye, we got our good cat eye on Uncle Daddy. Uncle Daddy knows that Roller still has an attitude with him. He's like, you still think that I tried to kill your parents. Roller doesn't see any reason why he shouldn't think that, considering that big confrontation that they had at the end of last season. Well, Uncle Daddy is always talking kind of in riddles, but he always says that you don't know shit about that, you know, trying to make it seem like he did not kill his parents and that there's way more to that story. And they did kind of insinuate, his wife did insinuate that when he was having the visions of her at the end of last season. So we still got more on that story. So Roller ain't got no more time for Uncle Daddy. He said he didn't do it fine. So he leaves, and then that's when the cousin Clint comes in there, and Uncle Daddy was like, did you try to kill Desna? And he was just sort of like, you know, tongue in cheek, like, yeah, I didn't try to kill her, but you know, all I'll say is, you know, karma is a bitch. Now, back at the hospital, we finally find out who the Indian and the white lady are. Okay, they're a couple who were co-owners with a Dr. Rabal. What did I used to call him, you guys? The fake Haitian drug dealer, Dr. Drug Dealer. The fake Haitian Dr. Drug Dealer. Is that what I used to call? The fake doctor Haitian. The fake doctor, drug dealer, Haitian. What did I used to call him, you guys? Anyway, Desna had no idea that he had partners in this casino, but hey, guess that she does. Now, they underestimate Desna when they come in. Oh, we're so sorry. We brought flowers. You know, Desna looking at them like, and who are you? We were his former co-owners, and yeah, we brought you this check, you know, so you can go on about your life. You know, take this money. We'll buy you out and you can just move on and grieve, you know, your husband. They give her a check for $50,000, which is a lot of money, but not in the grand scheme of things. And Desna's smart enough to know that. She was just like, yeah, I'm going to have to think about this. They just trying way too hard, and Desna already knows that usually somebody that wants something out of them, they going to come this kind of way. So she don't trust them. She sits down and she's talking to Quiet Ann, and she was like, they tried to play me off with this $50,000. And Quiet Ann was like, do you know what you can do with this $50,000? She was just like, yeah, I know what I can do with $50,000, but I know what I can do with what's coming out of that casino too. Roller calls her and tells her, look, I done checked all around, you know, it wasn't the Dixie Mafia, Uncle Daddy, he didn't try to kill you. And so now Desna was like, well then who was it? We don't know, but Desna know that they got a target on their back. So Roller is talking to the security. I wasn't sure if this was at the casino or if this was at the hospital. I think it was at the casino. He talking to security, trying to get, you know, some information. And this is when he sees the Indian and the white lady getting in the car. And, you know, security tells him that those are the owners. So Roller follows them. And he follows them all the way to this, you know, looks like it's out in the woods. You know, those tents, you know, those homes that you can buy. I watch HGTV all day, every day, and you would think that I would remember the damn name of this thing. But he follows them to this place, and they have this black woman in there, and it's not funny, but that black woman played a scared ass black woman so well. They are in there torturing her because They need her to do whatever they need her to do. We still don't know at the time, but they got this damn poker, and it's, they done had it on the hot coals, and she's like, no, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll do whatever you want me to do. And they said, okay, we thought you'd see our way. But they still beat her ass up in there, but we see it in the shadows and everything. But Roller's listening from the outside and watching from the outside, and he was like, yeah, these ain't no normal motherfuckers that we dealing with. Now let's jump over to Polly. We see Polly. She's at the hospital. Remember, she's in the mental ward. And she's playing cards or dominoes or something with her, with the other not the inmates, the other, those who are also in the hospital there. The nurse comes and tells her that she has a phone call. And Polly, of course, always makes up some sort of story. The nurse was like, child, the phone over there. So she goes and it's Quiet Ann, and Quiet Ann tells her about Virginia. Okay, so now Polly got to break out. And damn, Polly is so fucking delusional. So, we see her in her room. She's taking her meds. The nurse makes sure that she takes them. You can see all in her mouth. And then when the nurse leaves, Polly then tied together a whole bunch of damn sheets, and she pulling them out from under the bed. She about to break out. So next thing you see, Polly's ass then threw the damn sheets over there. She must be like up on the 5th floor or something. She done threw the damn sheets over the side of the building, and it done made it down to about the 3rd floor. So she just hanging there. And the nurse come out and say, Polly, this is a voluntary mental hospital. If you want to leave, you could just walk out the door. You ain't got to do all this shit. Polly was like, oh, okay, well, a little help. These are the reasons why I love this show. Later on, we are back at Desna's house, and she's got Quiet Ann there. She's got Polly there. They cooking dinner and talking and whatnot. Dean comes in. Dean, what are you doing here? How did you get here? Dean took the bus. Okay, and Desna was like, you cannot do that, Dean. It is not safe. And Dean is distracted and like, you know what? It don't matter. I'm fine. Okay, I had to come here because I needed to get some clothes, but I'm okay. He's kind of trying to brush Desna off, and Desna realizes that he's agitated and distracted and all of that, and she's trying to explain to him the real danger of this person that's out there that they don't know who it is yet. But he don't want to listen. Roller calls her, and he says, you know what, the Indian and the white lady, your partners, they into some shit, like some real shit. They've been beating on this woman, and Desna was like, well, where the woman at? And then she just appeared in the back seat, like she just woke up and she see Roller. She was like, oh, fuck no, who are you? And honey, that lady opened that door and rolls out. And the car is going a good 30, 40 miles an hour. And she roll out that damn car and take off running, leave her shoe and everything. I said, poor lady. So Roller's like, I got to call you back. He got to go get old girl. And later on that night, Desna has a nightmare. When she wakes up, she hears like her door chiming, like somebody is coming in. So she's, of course, scared. She's walking around trying to see, and it's Dean. Dean has snuck off, or he's trying to sneak off, and he has her gun. She was just like, so what you think you about to do? Dean says, that is my woman. I'm supposed to protect my woman. I gotta go and kill the person that shot her. And she was just like, are you crazy, Dean? You are a black man. You killed somebody. Now you're talking about killing somebody else. You got my gun that you stole. And like, where do you think that any of this makes sense? Give me the goddamn gun. And he says, fine. You know what? I'll give you the gun, but I'm still going to find him and I'm going to kill him. So now Desna has to worry about Dean getting in even more trouble trying to protect his woman's honor. So the next day, they go to the hospital. Dr. Ken is there, and Desna asked him to, kind of check on Dean because all of this has thrown him for a loop. Dr. Ken was like, I'm not really, I'm not a doctor like that. I'm a dealer. I mean, I'm a doctor, but he's a podiatrist or something like that. And Desna don't care. You need to go check on him. He's down at the altar, in the church. How they have the little prayer room at the hospital, the chapel, you guys. So Dr. Ken goes down there. First thing he says is, so how are your feet? Dean is just like, my feet are fine. And Dr. Ken is trying to talk to him. Again, Dean is upset, distracted, and agitated. And Dr. Ken was telling him that he needs to try to refocus his energy. Why don't you do something that you're good at, like strip? Go out there, give him a good cherry pop. Well, Dean knows enough to know that a cherry pop ain't gonna fix this. Then it's gonna give him purpose is to kill the person that tried to kill Virginia. And he's done it before. I've killed before, and you know what? The sensation was oddly satisfactory. Dr. Ken is listening like, Dean killed? I said, oh God, Dean is going to be a problem this season. Look at how easily he told Dr. Ken what he had done. Good thing is Dr. Ken don't believe it. So when they go back, to the room, Dr. Ken finds Desna, and he was like, look, you gonna have to really do something with Dean, because he's mixed up reality and fantasy. He thinks that he's killed somebody, and Desmond was like, he told you that? He was like, yeah. Now he wants to, he's got this fixation on killing the person that shot Virginia. And Desmond was like, oh, he's probably just tired. But yeah, one more reason why we got to find this killer. So they rush into the room, and all the gang is there, even Jen. Desmond was like, I told your ass not to come. But Jen wasn't going to stay away. While they're standing over Virginia, she wakes up, and the first thing she realizes, like, oh my God, why can I only see out of one eye? Like, do I only have one eye? Is my eye gone? They were like, calm down. Okay, it's all good. You had to get a corneal transplant. But I thought it was funny when Dean was like, I looked up your doctor on Yelp. He had 4 stars. Woo, shit. You gotta love Dean and Virginia. But Roller comes in, and he pulls Desmond aside and said, look, I got the lady. I know where she lives. I followed her home even though she tried to shoot me. While he's talking to Desna, we see Dr. Ken realizes that Polly is out. Like, he didn't know that she was going to be out. Why hadn't she said anything? Well, Polly just, poor Dr. Ken, love him some Polly. And Polly got way too many issues for Dr. Ken right now. He don't realize it, but Polly is doing you a favor by giving you the brush off. But now Roller and Desna have a little bit more direction. They're going to go check up on old girl. Okay, so they get to the house, and when she opened the door, she sees it's them, and she tries to slam it, and Desna puts her foot in the door and was like, no, wait a minute, we know what you've been through, we know what's going on. You work with the Indian and the white lady, and she says, I think she said Nack and Nova. I might not have that right, or was it Jack and Nova? But she was like, they the damn devil. She ain't really trying to help Roller and Desna out, because first of all, she don't know him, but secondly, her ass is stressed out by they crazy, and they definitely would kill her. They was like, okay, well, we'll just go to the police about what we know so far. And she was like, wait a minute. Okay, she gonna come clean. She's the accountant for them. She's just as guilty as them because she has fixed the books and all of that. But I clean their money, and she's been doing it for some time. But I guess there's no honor amongst thieves, especially with the way they treating her. She was just like, girl, I wrote that check out for you for $50,000, honey. They shortchanged you. So what they find out from old girl is that the casino launders $2 million a month. So this is probably the reason why they are trying to kill Desna. She's decided that it's them. So she's back at her place, and while she's talking to Roller about this, Uncle Daddy comes in. He hears her say that she's a boss, and he was like, well, if you was a boss, you'd lock your damn door. Okay, but I need to talk to you. Seems that Uncle Daddy has found out it was Clint, the cousin from the Dixie Mafia, who tried to kill her. They was like, oh, really? So why are you coming and telling us this? And he was like, I did it for you, Roller. Because he can't stand the fact that Roller don't see him, with hearts in his eyes anymore. So now Roller got to go and look for Clint. So he goes back to the nail shop, and out comes the gay guy, Uncle Daddy's boyfriend. What was his name? Y'all don't remember. But he comes out, and he's all upset. Roller was like, where's Clint? And he was like, oh my God, you found out that Clint tried to kill Desna? I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong. He's all hysterical. And Roller's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it. But right now, Roller got to find Clint. Now back at Desna's house, Jen and Bryce are there. And looks like they ain't gonna make the Beyonce concert. Bryce got an attitude about it. When Roller comes in, Jen realizes that Desna and Roller seems to have some sort of chemistry. She was like, what's going on with you two? And she was like, who, Roller? Nothing. And Jen was like, okay, I don't think so. Desna was like, no, girl. But anyway, Clint is the one who tried to kill them. And now Desna and Roller are going to handle it that night. Y'all hear all that pitter patter? I'm sorry, it's the rain just all of a sudden opened up. Hopefully this shit'll be done stop by the time I finish this video. I ain't trying to mess up my nicely straightened hair. So that night, him and Desna They figure out where he is. Okay, look like some alley or some shit. They get in the car, and Clint is standing in the alley. And Desna and Roller run him over. Okay, flips them all on top of the car. He dead. Okay, I was like, please make sure he dead. You know, dead on this show don't always mean dead. But they've tied him up in some plastic. They're going to drop him in the alligator swampy waters. Desna and Roller, they put him in the canoe or the little paddle boat, and they take it out far, and they push his body over, and we actually see him sink. Okay, so yeah, I think Clint is dead. And Roller tells her, you know what, you and your girls, y'all safe now. So they get back to the car, and you know, Desna, you know, she ain't no killer now. She will kill if she has to, but you know, this one just hit her hard. You know, she feel like she gonna be sick. She thought she would feel better about this, but nope. Roller calms her down. You know, it's just you and me now, okay? And next thing you know, they kissing. Next thing you know, they fucking in the car. After they finish, Roller in his feelings. So what do this mean? And she was like, oh, what you mean what this mean? We gonna go on back and we got work to do. And he was like, no, I'm talking about for both you and I. You know, what's gonna happen with us? And she was like, I know you're not getting soft. And he was like, yeah, no, you know, you and me, we like Whitney and Bobby. And she was like, what am I, a crackhead? I said, didn't like that line, but anyway, moving on. He say he not a player no more. And she was like, not the big pun lyrics. He was like, Desna, will you be serious? Like, I want to see what's going to happen with us. She was like, you know what? Let's just keep it the way that it is right now. Like, we don't need nothing extra heavy to make it, you know, be serious. Right now, Desna just wants to have occasional sex in the backseat of a car, obviously, and let that be that. She don't need him to take care of her. She can take care of herself. Now let's jump over to Quiet Ann. We see Quiet Ann at the boxing ring. You know, she works out in the boxing gym, I guess, and her girlfriend is there. And her girlfriend challenges her to a fight. Of course, lovers spat. We get a good fight in the ring, down to where they on the ground fighting. And afterwards, you know, old girl is like, I've been trying to call you, Quiet Ann. And Quiet Ann was like, so what? You know, I ain't got shit to say to you. And of course, you know, then it's even more loving / fighting. You know, old girl pushes Quiet Ann up against the lockers and kisses her. And I was like, oh, Quiet Ann, now I know this is your weak spot, but don't let that bitch in easy. And I was actually glad when they came out of the gym and old girl thought that she was just going to call Quiet Ann and everything was going to be good. And Quiet Ann was like, it ain't shit changed but the time. I was like, good girl, walk away. Okay, that probably ain't going to last, but at least walk away for now. Back at the house, Jen's kids are playing in the pool and having a good time. And, you know, Jen and Bryce are sitting there relaxing by the side of the pool. And she was like, you know what, we better get going, okay, because it's going to be traffic. But neither one of them are moving. He was like, why aren't you getting up? And she was like, why aren't you? Okay, well, it's clear. Neither one of them want to leave. Where are they? Are they in Daytona? Y'all let me know where they, just a few of you guys. I don't need 15 people telling me. But wherever the city that they're in, that is home. She was like, child, who we fooling? We ain't gonna be down there, you know, in the retired / family community, because this hood rat shit is what we do. And Bryce agrees. So now they so happy. You know what? We moving on back. You know, she gonna go over there and give them a hand job. The kids are like, we see you. So Desna goes home. All right, the rain has stopped. Yeah, just that quickly, child. Only in Atlanta. Well, only in the South, I should say. Desna goes home, and she's got good news. Clint has been taken care of. You hear that, Dean? You don't have to worry about it. The person that tried to kill us is gone. And Dean was like, good, because I've been watching it 911, and Angela Bassett needs, you know, more help. She ain't got this kind of time to be trying to help us out. Virginia's home, and Virginia's all, you know, in this whole Zen space. You know, she's the new Ayanla Van Zant. I forgot to tell you guys earlier, she was telling Dean when in the hospital how, you know, everything has a purpose. You know, when he was saying he wanted to go kill the person, she was like, everything has a purpose, you know, and everything has a plan. You know, me getting shot in the eye, you know, Jocelyn leaving Love and Hip Hop. But anyway, she's sitting there, she's talking to them, and she's telling everybody about themselves. You know, she's this whole therapist. They was like, oh, who are you all of a sudden, Miss Virginia? Desna don't feel like hearing that, because she tells them, look, the casino people, I don't trust them. Something ain't right about them, and there's a whole lot of money to be made in there. Them trying to push me out. okay, has just raised her suspicions even more. We gonna get to this money. We gonna get to this bag, you know, and we gonna make more money than we ever could have imagined. $2 million a month? Definitely some of that should come to us. Are you guys in? They all are in, including Virginia, who just got shot in the eye. Okay, so next thing you know, they get all gussied up and they go down to the casino and they meet with the Indian and the white lady, and she tells them, look, we know that you making $2 million a month. We feel like we should get half of that. Oh, the Indian and the white lady, they try to scare her. Oh, you don't know who you dealing with, but Quiet Air was like, nah, that's going to be a step that you don't want to take, old man. White lady tells her that she will give Desna $500,000 to walk away. Added another zero to that $50,000. But Desna says, that's okay, lady. As a matter of fact, we not going no damn where. She tear up the check. Desna tells the girls when they walking out that they are here to stay. They gonna run this damn town. And then we get a little dance sequence, a reason why, again, we love this show so much. Okay, it just comes out of nowhere. But it always seems fitting, you know, with the little showgirls. And it's to Free Your Mind from En Vogue. Okay, very, very cute. And then just when you think it's all over, we see the motorcycle rider. Okay, and he has his helmet on, and it looks like he is riding to go and attack Uncle Daddy. Dun, dun, dun. But everything is not what it seems on this show. When he gets off of the bike and he walks up to Uncle Daddy, and Uncle Daddy looks like he is afraid. When he takes off his helmet, it is the gay guy. I said, and child, Uncle Daddy then wrangled the gay guy in, and it seems anyway, remember I just said that everything is not what it seems, but it seems like Uncle Daddy is actually the one that is behind the shooting of the attempted killing of Desna. So I was just like, oh, what is this? Uncle Daddy is like that? I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, she did overtake him and even the Russians and the Haitians. Desna is a force to be reckoned with, and I guess Uncle Daddy sees that the most. Let me get off of here, run in here and get some food to cook for dinner tonight, and then get on back to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox, the channel is Sports Rocks, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.